your brand is the #1 brand in the world, symbolizing this product. And yeah, you feel like you're on top of the world. Justin Bieber and Jamie Foxx and Jimmy Fallon and the Kardashians promoting your device, and your device basically and your product taking the world by storm. And if you're not prepared for it, it can ultimately jeopardize your entire business.
If you don't take care of yourself,
Yeah.
if you don't take care of your time,
Yeah.
or like time management, that impacts your projects. First, take care of yourself, and then start taking care of the other people that are surround you. There's gonna be a new person always who are going to be looking after you.
I'm really fucking persistent. It's a great question. And actually I was gonna piggyback off of like one of your remarks before also with just like delegation. Like I think, one of the ways that might be relevant to your audience, around like making an impact on folks is like the impact that I have on students. One of the ways in which I contribute to that impact that I have on students in the high school age group here in Miami is, through a summer internship program that takes place on the district level, that I'm able to, have 3, 5, 6 different summer high school interns. And it's really cool, each of the last 2 summers that I've been doing it, where I can like delegate some different tasks that are kind of like, sinking towards the bottom of priority, but that I can all of a sudden delegate to like multiple summer interns that get a chance to work with me. That I think is really, really cool. And it's really even more cool when summer after summer, you can hire those same interns to continue working and learning from me, and can each summer begin to expand some of their new responsibilities and get some new experiences, right? And I think that's a really cool way in which I've been able to experience with some delegation of recent that can also have an impact on like, 16-year-olds that just like are getting their first ever experience. I think that's really cool. Kind of going to your question around like legacy and, what type of impact I'm trying to have longer term. There's no doubt that on the when going viral front and the type of legacy that I'm trying to have there, like I had this really invaluable experience with the hoverboard story. And it's always been really near and dear in my heart to want to be able to share the lessons learned that came from this viral business phenomenon experience that I had, and be able to inspire and motivate and educate aspiring entrepreneurs, first-time entrepreneurs, the broader business community through this story. And with the larger growth of this media company, leverage other similar stories to educate, inspire, provide tips and tricks, lessons learned to those in the business community or aspiring entrepreneurs, with those types of incredible takeaways that come from these incredible stories. And I think that's one place where I certainly can see my legacy having a real impact, and can really move the needle for people. I think, with the passion that I've taken towards the education technology industry, and being able to impact younger students, whether you're in middle school or high school, with these really important 21st century skills, whether it's that of learning how to code, learning about robotics, learning about AI through these tools and through these companies that I've been building. When you can see firsthand a 15-year-old or a 16-year-old, genuinely feel like their life's been impacted by these programs that I've given them an opportunity and access to, like you scale that by multiple thousands and then tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of students. I think that there's a really cool legacy and impact that I can have on equipping students in this generation with the skills necessary to thrive in the 2030s, 2040s, 2050s. And that's a really, really cool, I just think, like mission and vision to kind of be on that. If I can make that part of like my day-to-day life, which it has been the last 3.5 years, like why the hell wouldn't I want to be part of the next 10 some odd years, right? So
and it would never stop, because there's always new aspiring entrepreneurs. Time goes by and there's gonna be a new person always who are going to be looking after you and watching you and thinking damn, I really want to be like this guy. I really want to have the next viral sensation. I really want to have businesses. I want to have projects.
Yep.
And something to remark from what you are currently doing as well, and this is my personal point of view, is that I'm 30 years old right now. I would say my transition point on the entrepreneurial side was at the age of 28. Just because that's when life decided it was a transition time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what you're doing, you're getting people early on, because to be completely honest, at 16 years old, you're new to the professional environment and the entrepreneurial environment.
Yeah.
And you're getting people early on in their teen or young adult ages, and you are giving them the opportunity to gain some value that you learn later on in your life. So basically you're cutting, I wouldn't say cutting, but you're giving them some insights that they're going to need very soon in their professional path. And I think that's very valuable. I think that it's as you said, it's a great purpose. And if you can make a living and you can make a profitable business out of it, or even if it's a non-profit organization, it's a great purpose.
Totally.
Now, we reach a point in the show that it's more like a game.
Okay.
We like to call it like that. It's called the time capsule.
Cool.
Where we are presented with the 3 times: the past, the present, and the future.
Cool.
And I'm going to ask you a question about each of them.
Okay.
So now, going to the past. What was your dream when you were a kid?
So my dream as a kid was to definitely be a basketball player, but that dream quickly fizzled out by age 13 when everyone got a lot taller than me and I was not keeping up. So had a great jump shot for a while, but it only took me so far.
I can relate. I think we can actually, the producer and me can relate, because we early in our ages, we realized our knees weren't meant to be for soccer knees.
Yeah.
And we both blew our ACLs, surprisingly. But we found some other things that we put our effort towards it. And now going to the present, the biggest asset from a human standpoint that you apply towards your businesses, what's the biggest asset you will tell our aspiring entrepreneurs to take care of when building their businesses?
Yeah, I think in the present, and it's been like this for a little while, so there's some past involved, but I think it's still part of the present, is I'm really fucking persistent. I really, it's hard for me to kind of like give up, if you know what I mean. And I've had to give up at certain points, and stop working on certain businesses. But I think my persistence has always kept me in the game, and both that and continuing to stay creative, and find new ways to flex certain muscles that can be helpful for one company over here, but for another company over there, or something totally different for this company over here. Like really just staying like both creative and persistent, and, not thinking, boxed in. I tell people oftentimes, get out of the box and get in the zone. I think if you can kind of continuously have that mentality and stay persistent and creative in terms of thinking about yourself and your skill set, and how you can be valuable to people or impact, people, companies, businesses, yourself. I think ultimately, those are 2 of the things that I want to think I hold pretty near and dear to my heart, that I consistently lean on to keep going.
No, an amazing insight, because at the end, when we started up, when we start executing projects, we realized that consistency is key.
Yeah.
It's the only way you're gonna stand out when competition is ahead of you.
Right.
It's the only way how ideas keep coming your way because you're constantly engaging with what you're doing.
Totally.
And now the future, going to the future. What's your dream right now?
Yeah. My dream right now. Okay, so we started the dream when we were a kid. Now we're doing the dream now. It's a great question. I'm going to think about it for a second. Yeah, I would say my dream right now, well, aside from some of the obvious stuff, like continue to have good health, continue to have happiness and, future wealth and things of that nature.
And let me interrupt you for a second, but you said something that is very valuable.
Okay.
Other from the obvious.
Yeah.
And it makes me, I want to highlight that.
Okay.
Because when there's something we usually don't realize when we're full blown executing.
Yeah.
And it's that this obvious stuff
Yeah.
is actually, you need them.
Yeah.
If you don't have health, if you don't take care of yourself,
Yeah.
if you don't take care of your time,
Yeah.
Time management, if you don't optimize it, if you're not careful of what you consume from a mental standpoint,
Yeah.
that impacts your projects. And it might be obvious for you because you've been through different projects. I'm pretty sure you have neglected some of those items that you mentioned that were obvious. Same as me, same as the producer. Like everybody at some point of their lives had neglected the obvious things like health, like food, like physicality, like going into exercising, keeping yourself moving. But they're obvious.
Yeah.
They're obvious. Once you learn how to balance them out, they're obvious. And it should be a dream. It should be a dream to, at any point in your life, it should be a dream to be fit, to be at the best shape possible, to be eating healthy, to aspire for longevity.
Totally.
So I think it's a great dream.
Yeah.
It's as you said, it's something obvious to a lot of people, but some people are currently neglecting that. And the best advice that I could give is first take care of yourself and then start taking care of the other people that are surround you and your projects and everything. But coming back to your dream right now, other than the obvious, what would you say is your dream?
Yeah, I think like another dream that I think I've had in my mind for a little while as you grow up is like, I've always wanted to be able to do whatever the hell I want to do when I want to do it. Whether that's like needing to be in the right mental state or having the right, amount of money in the bank account or getting paid the amount of money that you need to be making. Like, I don't have a dream to like be the richest person in the world or even close to that. Like, that's not what I need in life at all. I just want to be making the enough amount of money, have enough, happiness in my life to be able to like pick and choose what I want to do whenever I want to do it. That's like how I kind of, really could see myself embracing the future dream in me, being able to have that kind of flexibility and ability to do that. I think like as it relates to some of the, current, things that I'm working on business-wise that, can hopefully get me to that place. I think it would be really, really cool to be able to take the different things I've been working on, whether it's when going viral since 2016, 2017, and, these last 3.5 years of working on these companies in Fento and Riders and the education impact that they have on students, and, my hoverboard story and these other business stories in the viral space. I think it would be super, super awesome and a really cool dream for, the next 5 to 10 years of my life to be able to properly interconnect those the way that I'm seeing they interconnect, and be able to have that be an accelerator, in my career, because I've planted these, multi-year long seeds, time, investment, money, bandwidth, mental, capacity towards them. And I think it would be really cool to see them blossom and materialize in an accelerated way, the way that I'm believing they can do now. And I think that can create a really cool pathway to being able to do what I want to do when I want to do it, that I'm sharing with your audience today.
And I'm pretty sure they will, because
you.
As you mentioned early in the talk, you never fucking quit. So
yeah.
I think that's the biggest stake. And also, I feel freedom is a beautiful dream.
Yeah.
And if we could summarize what you just said in one word, will be the first word that comes to my mind is freedom.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I feel freedom is a beautiful thing.
Definitely.
For whatever it means, freedom for you. It's obviously subjective, but I feel it's very beautiful.
Definitely.
Max, thank you very much for coming in today.
Thank you so much.
It's been a great pleasure. I feel your life has been filled with a lot of things. And I really hope this serves someone who's aspiring to go through similar paths as you did. And I'm pretty sure your projects will develop it will develop a positive impact on the people that surround you, that participate on your projects, and yourself as well.
Contribution to our little friend here.
Yes,
who is actually on his own journey. And so I believe that, what you were just talking about with the journey you're on and such, the reason why I chose this little piece of decor for our table was, I think it's symbolic of being on, a really fantastic journey so far at 34 years old, and feeling really good about the continued journey that looks like this guy is, or girl, whatever it is, continuing to be on. So, like the life is all about like the journey you're going to walk on and run on at times and trip up and fall on sometimes. And I thought this was a cool little element to the
And just to add a little bit of background to our audience, we gave Max a task of choosing one of the sculptors that we have here at the studio, and he chose this guy who represents you, and it represents the journey you've been on. And I feel like in life, it should feel like that. It should feel like a journey till the day we die. And thank you very much for sharing why you decided to choose this sculptor. And I really hope it could bring some other inspiration other than the ton of things you shared today. So thank you very much, Max. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. This was awesome. Appreciate it. Awesome.